Today, I want to cover 8 methods or techniques that professionals use in order to learn a piece of music extremely well. And if professionals are using it, we should also want to use it in our practice time as well so that we can play our music professionally too. So these are tried and true techniques. We don't want to practice until we just get our piece right. We want to be able to practice until we can't get it wrong. So how can I learn a song so well that I won't forget it? Number 1, tempo speed. We want to play our song during our practice time at half the tempo speed. Try this a few times through at half the tempo of what you would normally play the song at. What this does is it helps us to focus on our song more and not rely on muscle memory or relying on the momentum of the song. So it's going to force us to listen and to get a much better concept of that piece of music. Number 2 is to change the dynamics. So if you normally would play a song and a certain piece of that music would be forte, during this practice time, play it at piano instead of forte. Or if it's at mezzo piano, play it at mezzo forte and switch it up a little bit. What this forces us to do is to focus on our sound, and it helps us to control our volume much more and the expression in our music. Number 3 is to count your repetitions with items. So each time you would play through a song, or each time you would practice a specific part of a song, you would move an item from one location to the other. And in this example, you see that Erica is counting her repetitions with a couple of AA batteries that we happen to have. And that's what she's using to count each one of those repetitions. Number 4 is to sing along with the song, even if it doesn't have any words at all. So this helps us to internalize that song. It helps us with memorizing the song as well. And just think about how we learn words along with music. They always seem to go hand in hand, and there's a reason for that. Our brains like it. Number 5, count out loud. So this is counting the timing of your song. This isn't just for beginners. This is for more advanced students as well. So count out the timing of that song. You might have eighth notes in there along with quarter notes, and you want to make sure that you get that timing right. So it might be 1, 2, 3, and 4, and make sure that you're using a good timing by counting along with the song and making sure that we have good rhythm and timing for that piece of music. Number 6, play hands separate, then hands back together again. So playing hands separate can help us to focus on just the treble or the bass separately, and that will help us to be able to focus much more clear on what we need to do there. So there are some advantages in doing that. And once you learn that piece on that one hand, you can switch to the other hand and then bring them back together and then play the song the way it's written with both hands together. Number 7 is to record yourself. So make a good recording of yourself and then play that recording back, listening for any mistakes or errors. And it's a really good idea to have your piece of music with you and then circle or make marks where you need to so that you make sure that you pay special attention to that piece when you play back through the song again. Recording yourself is very, very important so that you can listen to yourself in a very different way than when you're playing. And finally, number 8 is something that we call deep practice. So deep practice is after finding that you're playing a specific part of the song incorrectly, you want to be able to play that part 5 times correctly. You can even make a game out of this by putting a smiley face and a frowny face on the other side. And then every time you make a mistake, put a tick on that side, and then you want to have 5 ticks on the other side. It'll help to keep you accountable as you go back through that particular part of the song. And you want to make sure that you are taking a specific focus, and that might be just a couple of measures out of that song, playing specifically that, and then putting it back into the song again and playing it all the way through. What we want to do is every time that we play it correctly, take a very quick pause, think about what you did correctly. You want your brain to remember that, and then play it again and repeat that same correct way. We want our brain to remember the good habits that we are doing and getting rid of the bad habits, which would be the mistakes in the song. So here are 8 strategies to be able to play a piece of music and learn it very well. In fact, this is very, very good for learning a recital piece or a piece that you might be performing for someone else.